You have the slightly larger 3 billion, 5 billion, $6 billion health systems. And from a maturity standpoint, they probably have some data skills, right? So they're listening to this going, hey, yeah, we did some of those things during the pandemic. We collected those analytics and those kind of things. We struggled a little bit to activate them and engage them, but we have some of those skills. How should they be thinking about this? It's not just integrated delivery networks. It goes all the way down to 1 and 2 hospital systems. How should they think about their data maturity? Some of them are relying heavily on an EHR provider or some partner, but they're not getting the whole picture like we talked about earlier. And the larger ones might be able to get the whole picture, but don't know how to operationalize it.
I think it's a great question. You think about the top end of the market, and you've got very, very deep penetration of tools from Epic and from Cerner at the top of the market. And what's really fantastic about those platforms is the ability to connect insights into the clinical workflow. So my conversation is always, how do you do a capabilities assessment to understand where your gaps are, and how do you fill those in? Our mission as a business is not to go to a health system. I'll pick on your former employer. I'm not going to go and say, hey, you shouldn't use Epic. It's how do we augment what you've invested in Epic? And with Epic specifically, we have App Orchard apps that bring some of these insights into the point of care workflow. But at the same time, if you're doing advanced data science, there's a time and a place for that. And that's, in my opinion, not inside of the EHR ecosystem. But what comes out of that data science effort can feed back into it to then feed those workflows. It's never an EHR or a platform like Arcadia. It's always an EHR. And then when you get to the bottom end of the spectrum, you might deal with some smaller, less technically mature EHR platforms, much more transactional in nature. And that's where you have an opportunity to engage a partner like Arcadia to outsource the entirety of that supply chain. And when you think about those platform partners, it's evaluating the points of interconnectivity to say, how do you work well in my ecosystem?